presentation looks at suicide and substance abuse among some of its other risk factors. It also outlines what may be done to stem the escalating wave of cases of suicide in our communities. According to the World Health Organization, the WHO, as many as 1 million persons around the world commit suicide annually. This figure may be even higher in more recent times due to the depressive tendencies that are associated with the COVID-19 pandemic, the prevalence in substance abuse, and myriads of other sociological problems like poverty and unemployment. As the cases of suicide continue to escalate, it is pertinent to point out the risk factors that are contributing to the problem and how to stem its rising tide. Some of the commonly known risk factors for suicide are a family history of trauma, physical abuses, and suicides, exposure to other cases of suicide in the neighborhood or the community generally, the loss of loved ones like parents, siblings, and very close friends, terminal ailments, chronic pains, and stressful lifestyle due to hostile social environment, and the frustration associated therewith. Other risk factors for suicide, especially among young persons, include lack of emotional stability occasioned by bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, deep depression and mood swing, low self-esteem and hopelessness, increase in the abuse of dangerous drugs, particularly when such drugs are combined. Unfortunately, drug abuse stands out as one of the major risk factors for suicide because it impacts very negatively on the biopsychosocial nature of the person afflicted by some of the other risk factors mentioned earlier. More so when substances are abused under the illusion of remedying economic pressure, failure, and frustration. It is rather unfortunate that our communities continue to witness incremental cases of suicide. The question that may be asked at this point is, what steps can be taken to prevent and/or control the situation? Preventing suicide must begin with recognizing the warning signs of suicide. Some of such signs are when the person appears frequently upset, agitated, aggressive, depressed, and under emotional torment most of the time. When the person talks, writes, and reads about death and dying frequently, including making morbid notes and describing or scribbling poems about death. When the person feels hopeless, believing that things are just getting worse and would never become better, which makes them feel ashamed, worthless, guilty, and self-hatred. When the person makes unusual calls and strange statements to friends and families and other relatives. The other signs are when the person unusually withdraws from family members and friends, when there is noticeable increase in the use of illicit drugs, the use of alcohol, recklessness, risky and dangerous acts like careless driving by the person, when the person acquires and or looks out for instruments like poisonous substances, guns, knives, and other dangerous items with which they could end it all. When a person makes a post about suicide in their social media pages. When the person continues to talk about being tired of life. Persons who exhibit some or more of the enumerated signs could be standing on the red line of the suicide cliff waiting to take a plunge that would end it all. Such persons require help. Here are some tips on what can be done to help such persons. Act proactively, responsibly, and very rapidly to help them. Be empathic. Show him or her love and sympathy. Assure them of hope and promise them confidentiality. Avoid argument and try to help out with their concerns as much as possible. The other things to do are never leave suicidal persons all by themselves for too long. Get professional help if you cannot handle the situation personally. Follow up on their treatment regimes for recovery. We hope you find this information very useful. Let us say no to drug abuse and yes to life. Share this video with others and please contact us if you need any assistance. Thank you very much for watching. Kindly leave a note on this. God bless you.